Pope Francis became the first pope born or raised outside of Europe since the 8th century. After battling a severe illness as a young man, he joined the Jesuit order in Argentina. And it's his roots in Latin America that signaled one particular change in the Catholic Church. With the seat of the Holy See located squarely within the borders of Europe, historically, most of its popes hailed from that continent too. That is, until Jorge Mario Bergoglio became Pope Francis in 2013, a point of pride for Catholics in his hometown of Buenos Aires, Argentina.
I knew Pope Francis, at the time named Bergoglio, many years ago. I knew him when he washed feet in the neighborhood for Holy Week. I saw him when I was a little girl, and he would give masses in this church.
Pope Francis's rise from there to head of the Vatican was seismic, experts say.
The election of Pope Francis signaled a very significant, I would say, monumental change in the Catholic Church.
Father Alan Figueroa Deck is a distinguished scholar of theology at Loyola Marymount University. He says Pope Francis's ascension to the papacy showed a shift within the church itself.
With the election of Pope Francis, the Catholic Church really became a church open to all peoples, or moved more in that direction, because it began to recognize that the majority of the Catholics were now in the global South.
In all, there are 1.36 billion Catholics around the world. According to the Vatican, nearly half, 48% of them, live in the Americas. But the increased attention on Catholics in Latin America, brought by Pope Francis's time as pontiff, hasn't necessarily translated into a growing flock within the Hispanic community in the United States. A 2022 study by the Pew Research Center found that 43% of Hispanic adults in the U.S. identify as Catholic. That's down from 67% in 2010. The study also found there's a gap when it comes to Catholicism among Hispanic immigrants versus those born here in the United States. Among Hispanic immigrants, 52% identify as Catholic. But for Hispanic adults born in the U.S., only 36% identify as Catholic. Experts say trying to grow the numbers of Catholic Hispanics and Catholics in the Americas is not an easy task.
The world in which we live, and Latin America is included in it, is a world that's characterized by pluralism. People are being exposed to new ideas and new attitudes that sometimes the traditional religion has not been able to work with very well, or been able to accept very much, or understand adequately.
A challenge that remains, and one that now awaits the next pope. Brazil has the largest Catholic population in the world, followed by the Philippines and the United States. But where the Catholic Church is seeing the most growth is in Africa. There are nearly 330 million Catholics now living on that continent. Maya Rodriguez, Scripps News Group, Washington.